Hello guys, welcome to the last video of AC Evo licenses done on a controller. As you can see, we have Racing 2 and Racing 3 categories done, but I didn't do 3 stars on only one challenge, which is Master Suzuka. This is a really hard one. Let's get to the video. Okay, so the first one is R201. Welcome to Australia. This is a very easy one. It took me only 2 tries. You just have to go on the third gear to the left and then go through the straight, the long straight. And now watch for the cone and start braking at the cone down to the third gear and use the full wide track, and then you start braking after you move past the wall on the left, downshift to second and go get 3 stars. R202 uphill we go. This actually took me only 1 try. I did it on the first try, and the goal here is to go close to the left wall, then close to the right wall and to the left wall right now on the third gear. And this bit is very important. You have to go as much to the right as possible on the fourth gear, so you can throw the car left close to the curb, and same here, close to the wall on the left, and then you will get 3 stars from it. R203 and downhill with walls. This was the trickiest one. It took me 5 tries, but it's obvious because it's Bathurst Mount Panorama. Go close to the left line, close to the right, and you can go over the cone here, down to the second gear, downhill, then up on the gear to the third one, to the fourth one, close to the walls, and down to the second gear to rotate the car better here, and 3 stars is yours. R204, the fastest straight and a turn. This actually also took me just 1 try. I did it on my first try. So the beginning is very simple. You just go through the straight. Please let me know in the comments below what is your progress on licenses, so we can keep track of it. And let's wait for the turn here now. Go up to the 6th gear, use the track on the left to go to the right and brake on the cone, trail brake on the 3rd gear uphill, and then accelerate on the straight. And between the 150 meter boards, you start braking down to the 2nd gear, close to the curb, accelerate and get 3 stars. R205, show us the lap. And believe me or not, I also did it on my first try, because this BMW handles so nicely. And the goal is from all of the previous challenges, just complete the lap like you did it in parts from previous challenges. So on the third, on the first corner like you just seen, and on the cone or after the cone a little, you start braking down to the 3rd gear, use the entire track to keep the momentum. And after the wall, you start braking down to the 2nd gear to get some more rotation. On the 3rd gear, close to the walls. Very close to the left wall. And here is the important one. I even make a mistake here, so I had to lift, because I would have hit the wall otherwise. And here I make a mistake, go on the grass, but still get 3 stars from it, so you can make mistakes, remember that. Down to the 2nd gear, and to the 3rd gear, down the hill. And here start braking down to the second gear to get more rotation and go through the straight. On the 6th gear, use the track on the left to go to the right and brake at the cone or a little bit after the cone, like I did here. So I got some more speed, but see, I almost lost the car here. So it's not the wisest move, but still worked. And here, between the 150 or before the 50 even, I got some late braking here. And you accelerate. I actually hit the thing here, the barrier, but it was after the line, so it's still okay. So we have the Racing 3 category, R301 Master Brands Hatch. It took me 11 tries, and you have to be very careful on the throttle with this car, because even the start is hardcore. Down on the 4th gear to the right, to the 2nd gear for the hairpin. You can do the double apex corner here to get some more speed here on the straight. And on the 3rd gear to the left, you can use more curb to the right than I did. And here from the 4th gear to the 3rd, and watch my inputs, like I did the trail braking and got onto the throttle very slowly. Here you brake at the board, down to the 4th gear, close to the curb, and here at the 2nd board to the 3rd gear, throw the car right, and I almost lost it here, because this car wants to die on the 3rd gear. Also on the 3rd gear here we got some damage, on the 2nd gear to the left. And here at the last board, down to the 3rd gear, but go to the 4th gear here, so you don't slide, because it's very easy to slide down there. And you just accelerate and should get it. R302 Master Imola. This I am surprised that it only took me 21 tries. So start on TC3 and don't throttle at the beginning, don't push the throttle. Brake after the 100 meter board, and on the 4th gear through the chicane, on the 5th gear for the left corner. You can catch those curbs, you will not slip on them, just be careful on the throttle. And on the 1st cone you start braking, going to the left, on the 3rd gear to the right. And here after the 50 meter board you start braking, down to the 2nd gear, close to the curb, and very careful on the throttle here too. And here, once you go uphill and the track straightens, you have to start braking and going down to the 3rd gear, and also catching the curb with your left tires, so you get some more rotation. Acque Minerali on the 4th gear, and on the 3rd to the right. I even made a little mistake here, but that didn't cost me 3 stars. And here, as the curb starts, you start braking, close your eyes, go through the chicanes on the 3rd gear, and accelerate also on the 3rd gear to not get any slip. And here to the right, as the track straightens, you have to downshift as fast as possible. I didn't do it perfectly, and I almost got out of track. And here you catch the curb on the 3rd gear and accelerate to the finish. And that's it. R303 Master Laguna Seca. We have the AMG again, and that wants to kill you on the start. It took me 8 tries. So be very careful on the throttle with this car. Brake at the board and down to the second gear very close to the curb, and accelerate also very slowly because it will oversteer. And when like before the board you start braking, going on the third to the right, and here at the board on the third gear to the right, and bridge is your brake marker here, and on the third gear to the left. And here I missed this corner to the left. I made a mistake, but it didn't cost me 3 stars, which is nice. And here on the white point on the wall on the right, you start braking, and on the second to the left, on the third to the right, so you get more grip. On the third gear to the left, and also on the third gear to the right here. And then you start braking at the red cone, down to the second gear very close to the curb, and accelerate very slowly to get no slip. And you get 3 stars. R304 Master Suzuka is the first, like the only license that I didn't get 3 stars for. It took me 9 tries to get 2 stars. And you go on the fourth gear here, on the third gear to the right. I have no idea, but this car feels like it drives on the 4 balloons instead of tires. On the fourth gear to the left, and you stay on the third gear for the next corners. Go over the curb here to shorten the distance. This car is very understeery, so it takes a lot of practice. Up to the fourth gear, like you have to fight it in the corners. Down to the fourth gear here at the board, at the 50-meter board, and down to the third gear to the right. You have to fight this car on fast speed corners. It just wants to go off the track. Down to the second gear to the left, and you will be able to see it here. I try to like turn to the right, and the car pushes me to the left, like the steering wheel. Down to the fourth gear at the cones, you start braking and trail braking, and down to the third gear here to get some more rotation. And here you wait for the 50-meter board, downshift to 5, and go to the left and accelerate. On the cone you start braking. You can probably do it on the third gear, but I did on the second. And on the second gear to the left, and on the third gear to the right, to get only 2 stars. I just hate Suzuka, man. Yeah, I even drive to the wall here. I was so mad at this. R305 Master Mount Panorama. It took me only 3 tries, and it's a very nice challenge to do. On the third gear to the left and through the straight. This car has 7 gears, so you use 1 gear above what you are used to from other cars. You brake at the cone and to the fourth gear instead of 3, instead of third gear. You start braking after the wall on the left and to the third gear here. To not slow down too much. I even kissed the wall here, so I made a mistake. On the 5th gear here, almost kissing another wall. And to the right here to get a better left exit. I had to lift a little bit. On the 6th gear here, close to the left, and down you start downshifting down to the third instead of second. And down to the second gear here to get more rotation for the straight here. If you got this far, please let me know how many 3 stars you managed to do on a controller. This car is very nice to drive, so on the 7th gear to the left to get a better corner to the right. You brake before the cone a little bit, trail brake on the 3rd gear to the left. And here you brake at the 100 meter board down to the 3rd gear and you accelerate to get your 3 stars and you end up with a stylish finish here and wreck your car. Yeah, so that was it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.